I'm going to be testing Hell Let Loose on my 4080 Super. I'm going to be doing it at 4K, 1440p and 1080p, but I'm going to be having a look at 4K first, so we've got that set here. Graphics-wise, I've got it set to the Epic preset, which puts everything to Epic, as you can see here. The only thing I've changed is I've switched off motion blur. So let's have a look. Probably going to notice the frame time looks a little bit choppy here. I'm hoping that kind of levels out a little bit. We'll find out. I'll keep resetting the lows if I can. Seeing an average of, we've got roughly just under 150 at the moment. It's looking a little bit stuttery though in the frame time. But I think DirectX 12 is supposed to be better on this game. That's why I've launched it in that. We are sitting at a... Is there a guy here? We're sitting at about 99% GPU usage, which is good. Not seeing that fluctuate too much. 97%, 98%, it's not too bad. Oh, we are seeing it come down to 80% there. Let me just reset the stats again. Frame time looks a little bit better now. Still getting the odd micro stutter in there. Now that I spoke too soon. Big stutter then. I did notice this, like, I know I said people do recommend the DirectX 12 on this, but it does still stutter for me loads. I do still experience that. I have tested it quite a few times before. I think maybe just FPS is a little bit higher with it, but it does still stutter for me. Maybe it is Unreal Engine 4, so when obviously from history that does stutter a bit. That guy's just been sniped. I think it's a sniper, you know. Yeah, there's a guy. I got him. I don't know if there's more. Probably. Whoa, that guy was right in the open. There we go, headshot. I'm going to take a look at 4K with the graphics set to their lowest. So these settings here go to low. These ones only go to high is the lowest, and the lowest for these is medium. So quite an increase of FPS here, breaking 200. So at lower resolutions, you're definitely going to notice probably not so much improvement by dropping the graphics settings to low, especially at 1080p. Because we're... Obviously, at Ultra, we had about 99% GPU usage. We're dropping down here to about 90. We're down into the 80%, so you're going more CPU bound just by dropping all the graphics to low. Obviously, at lower resolutions, that's going to then make that even worse. So at 4K, I think you can afford to drop to low. We're breaking 200 pretty nicely, and it's not so much of a big effect on the GPU usage, where you can still see quite a significant increase of FPS. So if you were looking to play it, you know, closer to 240 Hz or on a 240 Hz display, definitely probably do it at either 4K or 1440p, I'd say. Because I would almost... I'll check it in a little bit, but I think at 1080p low, you're probably not going to have any difference between low and ultra at 1080p. Try and get into a better spot, I guess. Whoa. Okay, we've got that guy. Where are they coming out of here? They're coming out of this little spot here. Got him. Now, are they still coming? It could be camoed pretty well in there, so it's hard to see, isn't it? There's another one. This guy's in trouble here. He's not in a good spot. Yeah, they're on this ridge line. I'm going to be testing 1440p now, so you can see these are the settings we've got here. Now with 1440p straight away, noticing obviously the GPU usage has come down, sitting at about 80%. So that is roughly what I was guessing. Still getting this stuttering as well a little bit. But we're sitting at almost 200 FPS, so a little bit of a gain of FPS compared to what we had at 4K. I should imagine though it probably does dip down a little bit because of that GPU usage, down into the 60% here. So yeah, we're getting like 150. So that's definitely going to be even more of an issue at 1080p, which I'll check out in a little bit. Not sure what way we've got to go. So 0.1% low of 9 FPS here. I'm going to try to reset that because I didn't notice when you first load into the map, it does seem to stutter a little bit more. Let's hope it fixes it a little bit. So definitely going to push over 200 FPS in these kind of outer areas, and then the more you go into the denser city, town areas with buildings, get as low as 150, so it's quite a big gap. Yeah, this is an enemy here, no? I can't tell. See an enemy over there. Definitely just see someone running. That is definitely players over there. Can we get in a better position? Fingers crossed. I'm almost still convinced there's someone, an enemy, closer around here. There's a plane crash here. We got him. I'm going to take a look at this map here because it's a bit more densely populated with buildings and stuff, and you can see straight away our FPS is a little bit lower there, 140 to 150, so definitely is going to range a little bit depending on what map you're on. We'll have a little play around here and see how it goes. I can't imagine we'll get quite as good highs. We had almost 200 FPS in the other map. I'm not quite sure we'll see that on this one. But on the hardware, it still doesn't look too bad. Just over 200 watts, so that's power-wise quite significantly down from other games, really, this one. Normally we're sitting at about 300 watts. So it's almost 100 watts down from a lot of games that I've played, at least tested recently. Even VRAM's fairly low. Even on this map here with a lot more buildings, it's still not too bad. I'm going to take a look with the graphics settings set to low. So you can see here, these ones are set to low. These settings here don't go any lower, so the lowest is high, and then these ones, the lowest is medium. So you will notice on this game, going from ultra to low, you are going to drop that GPU usage a little bit more. We are seeing quite an improvement to FPS though, at least in this area, breaking 200 FPS. So definitely the lower down your resolution is though, you're going to see less of an improvement. So 1080p going low settings is probably not going to have much of an effect. 1440p obviously a little more, and then 4K you should see like a fair bit of performance improvement. But we are seeing GPU usage here at about 50%, so it's pretty low. Who's shooting? Ooh. I think I got him. That was close, wasn't it? I did get him. That was a bit lucky there. He missed his shots. Does that mean they can maybe... I might maybe just push through there then, if that means... Yep, two of them. He tried to jump. Did I get him? Bounce a grenade off that wall, huh? That's not worked. I don't see the, There's two of them. I got one. There's the other one. There's almost definitely more, surely. I'm now going to be testing 1080p with the graphics settings still set to epic. We're probably not going to see a huge improvement here going to 1080p from 1440p. Seeing maybe a slight increase of FPS, but the usage looks roughly the same, if not slightly lower. Seeing dips into the 40% there. That's definitely lower than 1440p that we had. Seems like some shots coming from over this way. Yeah, there's a guy there. So I'll have a... we'll play through for a little bit and see roughly. I wouldn't recommend probably doing 1080p on this game. Like I'm saying with the GPU usage, it's just going to get worse and worse the lower resolution you go down. Still sitting at about 50%, so fairly similar to 1440p really. So I was seeing highs of 210 there. So we're getting slightly more FPS than 1440p, but it's not a massive difference. You're maybe looking at 10 to 20 FPS at best. On average, which obviously is not a lot. We've got GPU power down a little bit as well, by about 20, 30 watts. Sitting at mostly 170, 180. So you'd obviously expect that to come down a little bit from 1440p. Same with the VRAMs, down a little bit. Can you go in the water on this? I actually don't know. Can you swim? Where am I getting shot from? Can you swim on this? I guess there's only one way to find out, isn't there? The answer's no. Wait, what? I'm making it across. What the hell? What have I just witnessed? You can jump out the water to stop you drowning and just slowly make your way across. How bizarre. Now, there's guys trying to camp this spawn area here, I think. See if I can get my sights on anyone. Yep, there's a guy there. I hit someone. That was an impressive shot. Definitely hit him. That was a shot and a half, that was. He just peeked. Are we gonna... Should I just assume I got him? It would have definitely been a head... It wasn't a headshot because it didn't make that sound, but it was definitely obviously upper body. But in this city area, FPS looks fairly similar to 1440p, really. Maybe like ever so slightly higher, but not massive difference. Not as big as a difference between 4K and 1440p, but even then, that wasn't a huge difference, just because the GPU usage comes down so much. Like, the only way we're really sitting at 99% usage is at 4K. So it'd probably be better off to play it at that, really. If you can, obviously, if you've got a 4K monitor. So I've now just turned all the graphics settings to their lowest, so that means some don't go to low, they only go to high, and these ones only go to medium, so we'll have a look. But as I was guessing, it's giving us no more FPS by going to low settings. It's just dropped the GPU usage down to 40%, so there's absolutely no point in this game dropping your graphics settings from ultra to low. Just going to create even more problems. 36%, 35% usage, so... just leave it at ultra. You're not going to gain anything from switching to low. If you've enjoyed this video, click one of the videos on the screen now to see me testing more GPUs, and I'll catch you next time.